Hey guys, and welcome back to Unapologetic.
If you're new here, thanks so much for tuning into the show. And if you're coming from our last episode, welcome back.
Yes, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. 2025.
Crazy.
Can you believe we have lived to see 2025?
No.
Like, what?
25 years.
I'm like, wait.
Wait,
okay, you guys. First of all, just to preface this, it is December 27th. So if we keep saying like this year, we're really talking about 2024.
Yes.
Because by the time you guys see this, it's going to be 2025.
Yes, I just took a shot and it's going to come back up.
She had a night. How was your night? How have you been? Wait, first of all, last episode that you guys seen us was our Christmas episode.
Yeah.
How was your Christmas?
Oh, yeah, it was. Wait, what did you get? What did he get?
I'm like, producer, get in the seat.
I need to know.
No, he literally got me my whole like Sephora cart. So I'm
really?
Yeah, I'm like that.
Wow,
First
smart.
of all, you guys, I'm like, just family in general. I feel like there was a lot of Sephora in the air, and
really?
I love that for me.
That's
like
good.
I got every summer Fridays I wanted. I got every fragrance I could. I don't know. You know when you get stuff that you don't even know that you want, and then you get it and you're like, okay.
But I love that.
I have to show you too. I got the cutest like Pooh stuff.
The
Winnie
what?
the Pooh.
Oh, I was like, what?
If you guys don't know,
She
love
loves
Winnie the Pooh. My dog is named after Winnie that you guys have seen. But yeah, it was so good. How was yours?
No, it was good. It was good.
Oh my gosh, I have a gift for Adalea. Yeah,
You do?
So remind me to give that to
She loved it. So again, it was just really just about Adalea. And it's so cool because it's more fun now that she's older. But
Yes.
she loved it. Like, she was so happy to see her gifts. It was cool. It was like, she was so happy.
I saw that you got her like the big play kitchen,
Yes.
right? Did she love it?
She loves it. It's actually this girl is so smart that she is not understanding why her sink isn't turning on water.
Really?
Like actual water.
She's like frustrated.
She got her water cup and poured water in there because she's like, okay, like
She's like, how do I do the dishes with no damn water?
no,
That's
yeah,
funny.
but I loved it. Honestly, it's so fun.
I feel like that's just like a gift that all of us as kids like are
Love.
just excited. Like we always get the play kitchen.
Yes.
You always get that car. You know what I'm talking about? Like the car
Sion
with the
got her a
yellow
car.
top and the
that one.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes. Like those are just staple gifts that you have to have.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I loved it. It was fun, and
Good.
yeah, it was fun.
Family time for sure, right?
But yeah, I can't believe it's the new year. This is
know.
crazy.
Which it's funny too, you guys. We actually have spent so many New Years together. I feel like
I know.
like
it's like a tradition. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? I'm coming.
We always watch like not our own fireworks, like through our backyard gate, somebody else's fireworks, because we don't do them ourselves.
I have this video that is just so like, when I think of New Year's, I think of that video, and it's us singing a Drake song.
Oh my gosh, is it in the house by Liberty?
I don't know what house it's at.
Like
actually,
the old one, I
can't remember where we were at.
Oh my gosh, that's what I think.
We had on like glasses or something, or headbands.
Oh,
I think it was
at my uncle's house.
Yes, that's what I think about.
You know what I'm talking about though? The one at the house by Liberty, and like, I think you just happened to come over, and I don't know where my family was.
Wait, we went to Shake Shack. That was also New Year's with Mariah.
The way that I have no clue about what you're talking about.
We went to Shake Shack at South Point.
You mean Steak and Shake?
Oh, yeah.
Over here, like, I swear I've never been to Shake Shack.
Was it that night?
No.
Oh.
No, it
Damn.
was just
So we
us.
spent every New Year's.
That's what I'm like, what are you doing? No, but yeah, every year. That's what I'm talking about, because I literally remember, I don't know where my family was, but there was some kind of Japanese bottle of wine in the fridge.
Yes. That was a different time?
Yeah, she put it
No.
there.
Okay. But I remember that.
I remember that one.
You don't remember that?
No.
Yes. And you know the crazy part, Mom? But like, well, she's in heaven, but I'm just saying, like, if she told me, she's like, you have to be home, I'm like, it's New Year's.
She's like 11. I don't care about the countdown.
Yes, but I don't know if I listened. But that is funny.
Yeah, I don't know. New Year's has just never been like a holiday for me. That
Like,
I'm like,
huge.
you have to do something specific.
Yeah.
It's always fun to just be at home and chill. Which is funny because we live in Vegas, where everybody travels to.
It's big here, actually. But I think that, I don't know.
Have you ever been on the Strip during New Year's?
No.
We're like, no, we've been with each other.
Yeah, I know. That's so crazy that we've actually been with each other like every time. That means something. I'm like,
right? I'm like, that only makes sense. That's right. But I've stayed in like a hotel on the Strip on New Year's before, but I've never went like actually down, because it's like chaotic.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, it's okay. I'll let the tourists have that.
Yes.
Locals, you won't really catch locals on the strip for New Year's. So.
Right. But yeah, so it is crazy that it's already 2025. And today's episode is about how to make 2025 your year.
Your year, yes. Our year, everybody's year. We gotta have a good year this year. Which, speaking of which, before we jump into 2025, I just want to reflect really quick on 2024.
Okay.
How do you, like, were you happy with 2024? We have our years, right?
Yeah, we do.
Was it a good year for you?
I think it was okay. I give it okay. The highs of this year definitely was this starting the podcast, yes. Right? And then like focusing more on social media, because I really do love doing social media. But yeah, because 2023 was the year I had Adelaide, so that was so cool.
I can't believe that was already 2023. Now it's 2025.
I know, but there's so many things that got accomplished this year, so I would say it was a really good year.
I agree. I agree. I feel like this year was definitely like the most different year that I've had in a while. Like,
you've done so many new things.
Yeah,
it's so
I
cool
feel
though.
Proud. I feel proud where I feel like I've really climbed out of my box a little, or at least I'm starting to peek out of the box. And 2025 is going to be the year where hopefully I'm outside of it, but we'll see. We'll see. But as far as 2024 goes, like, hold on, I'm trying to think what I could even share. Well, okay, I guess first of all, what would you say is like the biggest lesson that you've learned?
The biggest lesson?
Or just one of the lessons.
That's a good, yeah. Okay, it's not sad, I promise you. I don't mean this in a depressing way.
Okay.
But the biggest lesson that I learned is I can't rely on anybody. I can only rely on myself. Okay. And that's just the truth, because I feel like because I do so much for people, I expect so much back, right? But it's always like a disappointment. And so, when they say, like, for example, with a baby, it takes a village, like, I don't know, I just realized I have like my certain people, but at the end of the day, it's so hard, like, and I really don't want to count on anybody, because then you just get disappointed, right? So it's not, I don't mean that in like a sad or depressing way. I just mean that as in, like, you can really only count on yourself at the end of the day. And your partner, if you have a partner and stuff, right? But yeah,
I think that's a really good one though, because I feel like that's something that I've always kind of thought to myself. I don't think there's been like, well, I'm sure there's been specific situations, but like not one that I could think to share. But like, at the end of the day, it's so important to realize that, like, I don't know, even as somebody with, a partner or with family, we both have family, we both have friends, we both have, this and that. But at the end of the day, it's really important to realize that in certain situations, all you have is yourself. And I think that's why it's so important to take care of yourself and tell yourself, there's so many things. I feel like we get so caught up in the moment sometimes of being like, oh, like, I'm so stupid.
Yes, and you can't do that.
Yeah, because all you got is yourself. And also, like you said, like, relying on people most of the time just gets you disappointed.
Yeah.
So,
I just don't, I don't know. I don't like it. But what would you say was your lesson?
I would say my biggest lesson this year, I feel like there's so many in a way, but like, I'm trying to think. Maybe one of the most important to me would be to not take life so serious.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. I feel like through the past few years, I've spent a lot of time like just kind of stuck in the what do they call it, like in the matrix of things, where it's like you feel like you have to have this figured out. You need to always be thinking about what's next. You need to be, climbing to the top, I guess. And I feel like, especially with work, I was really like stuck in it. I was really stuck in that box of like, oh, like just so stressed out about things, you know, like taking it so seriously. And I think this was the year that like I finally took a step back and was like, bro, like, life is so short. Like, when you really think about it, we're just like small things on planet Earth. You know what I mean? Like, we make it's crazy that humans make everything that matter when they really don't. So I think that is the biggest lesson this year, that I'm just like, trying to let go a little bit and go with the flow a little bit more, you know?
I love that, because that's something that ever since my mom passed away that I literally live by. I'm like, life is so short, like who cares? Like that's why it's like, okay, for example, like going out, right? Like when people are like, oh my gosh, like I can't, or what do they say, they're just like, you go out entirely way too much, and you're like, and I have fun.
Like
you know what I'm saying? Like who cares? Why are you so serious? Now mind you, I do love being home, whatever, but I'm just saying, like, who cares? Like go have fun and do what you want to do
with moderation, right? Like obviously we're not saying who gives a shit, like, go spend your money and go do that, like go broke and go homeless, because life is
we're not short. Saying that.
Like let's be responsible, but like don't overthink, don't overstress. And honestly, that's something that I'm still learning. Like I'm learning that life, or to not take life too serious, but I'm also still in the process of learning, like, to not overthink everything. I think of every possible outcome, usually the bad ones too, right? Like every possible bad outcome of every situation. And I'm like, wait, let's learn to separate, you know, thoughts from reality. And like, sometimes the things in your head are literally only in your head. You know?
But that kind of goes into like the first topic that I was gonna say about making 2025 your year, is to change your thoughts. Like I don't think people realize, like, even when you just think like that, like, oh, overthinking, that can create your reality, right? Do you know what I'm saying?
No, exactly.
And I swear there's so many people that think it's just like bullshit or whatever. They're like, oh, that manifestation stuff, like who does that? But everything in your mind affects your real life.
It truly does.
I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, because trust me, I have those thoughts and I overthink, but I swear, like, changing your thoughts to where you're just like always positive. And I'm not talking like, you don't have to be like the annoying positive person,
right? Like got a quote for everything, like a life lesson.
You don't have to do that, but I'm saying your thoughts become your reality so quick that it's so important to think positively. Otherwise, like, I don't feel like you'll accomplish things as fast, right? Like I'm not gonna say you never will, but when you're thinking negative thoughts, it's going to be a lot harder to accomplish that, you know, versus when you're like thinking it into existence.
Exactly. No, you know? I 100% agree with that. I just actually retweeted something on Twitter recently, or X, that said, like, I forgot, something along the lines of like, you have to believe in yourself so much to the point where it's almost like delusion, you know, like to the point where people are like, you're being kind of delusional. Like, you know, when you say things that are like kind of out of, that's what's funny to me too. A lot of people, when you switch into this mindset of like being delusional and telling yourself you're gonna accomplish A, B, C, people are like, she's so cocky. You know, I think that's hilarious to me. It's like, no, I'm confident, right? You know, you have to be confident, you have to believe in yourself, and just like you say, whatever you think will happen if you think it long enough.
You literally have to be delusional to where you're like, I already have this, so that's why I'm living the way I am, because I already accomplished this. But people think that's like insanity. People are like, what? Like, there's so many people that I feel like just can't grasp doing that, or that concept of just thinking you already have it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that stops you from doing so many things.
That's too hard.
Right. And we're not saying be delusional. Like, we're like, oh, I have $1 million, so I'm gonna so
I'm gonna spend all my money.
It's gone. You're gonna go broke. Don't do that. But like, be delusional again in moderation. You know, like
to the point where it's like, one day you might have that $1 million. You know, why not?
Like, you can literally say, like, an example would be like, oh, I'm so rich, but I spend my money so wisely. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm so rich, so I'm gonna buy this $2,000 Louis Vuitton bag. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
but
now you're just using it for your own good. Don't be silly about it. But that's what I was gonna ask you. So, as far as manifestation, because we both really highly believe in manifestation, right? Are you somebody that like says daily affirmations, or just affirmations at all, just even if it's not daily?
I need to do it daily, because I do it like when I can remember, like when I'm sitting there, like sometimes driving or just like in bed, I'm like, okay, like let me say if I can remember, you know. But I really want to be more good at doing it every single day.
Me too.
You know?
No, me too. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the time that I find myself doing it is when I'm like facing a situation that's about to be difficult, or if I'm very nervous about something and I'm like, you got this. Yes.
Yes.
Another thing though I was reading is like a lot of people should say their affirmations with saying like I am.
Yeah, it's already like
instead of you. So I need to switch that maybe.
So how do you say it? Oh, like you.
I got this instead of like, because I'm literally talking as if I'm like a mirror in front of me and I'm like, you got this.
Oh, okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like you have to talk in the present tense.
Yes.
Yeah. Those were like the rules of manifestation, like talking in the present tense.
Yeah.
And also, a lot, well, if it's something that you want to accomplish, like a timeline, like you're supposed to say like this is such a broad example, but I'm a millionaire by July.
Yeah.
20, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like yes.
They're like, I am smart. I am kind.
Oh, the help.
Yes, that's so good. You guys need to watch that.
I know. No, it's so funny you said that, because to Adelaide all the time I'll be like, you're so beautiful. Yeah, I do that. I don't say it but I just tell her all the time, like stuff like that.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
It makes me cry. Oh my god, that movie makes me cry. So
I know. So yeah, number 2 about how to make, well, I kind of have a list.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Okay. Number 2 that I only have 2 actually. No, but
I have a list of 2.
Number 2 I was gonna say is to pour more energy into yourself.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah, I think that we're always, well, at least me, like I'm such a giver and I care so much about other people that I always try to do things like so much for somebody else. But I think that this year you really just have to start focusing more on yourself. Like take your energy back, right? Like you have to just focus on yourself and do things for you way more, you know, because at the end of the day, this even goes to what we were saying earlier. Like life is so short. Like have fun, do what makes you happy, you know, get what makes you happy. Yeah, I just think it's important to take your energy back and use that on yourself rather than focusing so much on other people. Even when it comes to social media is such a big topic nowadays. And a lot of people do it, but who cares? Not even just social media, who cares what anyone thinks about anything? Like if that's what you if that's what you like doing, if that's who you like talking to, if you're in a situation and you think, oh my gosh, like no, who cares? If that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy.
Right. I think that was something too that I learned through this year being 2024 was to just be more selfish.
Yes.
I think that was something throughout the years that a lot of the times I think it's still something that I need to get better at, you know, as time goes on, but that I definitely realized in the year of 2024 and have tried to focus on is like just being selfish. Like you don't have to be there for, you know, like to people please, I guess. That's the thing. I feel like I'm definitely guilty of being a people pleaser.
Me too.
I think I'm starting to realizing is always the first step, right? But yeah, no, I just agree with that 100%. Be selfish with your time.
Yeah.
Be selfish with your time, your energy, your everything.
Stop being a people pleaser, I think, right? But don't obviously be like
rude.
Right? We're like saying disclaimers.
I know. We're like, wait. No, but you guys get it. I mean, I think
it's common sense.
99% of this world is, okay, maybe not 99, maybe 90% of this world is guilty of being a people pleaser.
Yeah. Well, actually, you'd be surprised. There's people,
like 10% though, no? What would you say the percentage of?
That aren't?
Yeah.
Like 30.
Oh, okay. I was going to say maybe like 30, 40.
Yeah, 40.
Okay, that's
because damn, there's some rude people out there.
There are
like
some
people are selfish, but that's what I'm saying. Be selfish, but like not to where you're rude
about it.
Yeah, that kind of like goes back to a different episode. I think it's episode 2. Actually, I don't know. I want to say it's episode 2, but like the topic of men being so selfish when they're just like, oh, I don't give a damn about being in a relationship, I just want to get money. Like I don't like that. Like I think that's different, because then I think that makes you kind of cold. Like
I think it's more in the context of like, if it's something that you're not comfortable with, or you
boundaries, like setting boundaries.
Exactly. Yes. But you're doing it just because you know it'll please that other person that you're doing it for. I think that's where it's an issue. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So like, and that can literally also be number 3, saying no. Like saying no more.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. That is something that I struggled with so bad, is saying no. And I think I'll continue to struggle with it until, you know, it's just hard with certain people, but learn to say no, you guys. You don't always have to say yes if it's not something you want to do, regardless of who it is that you're having to say
or what
no
it's for. And if those people like either cut you off or like think they make it a big deal, then they're just not your people, like to whatever you're saying no to, or whatever it is. That was just an example. Do you know what I'm saying? But I just think you need to learn to say no more.
Agreed. I love that one. That's a good one. Another one that I have to make 2025 yours is to, hold on, let me think about how I want to say this.
Okay.
Is to take advice, judgment, and criticism lightly, or just not to heart from somebody that...
With a grain of salt? Like, take it with a grain of salt?
Yeah, with a grain of salt from somebody that isn't where you want to be in life.
Yes.
Because I feel like people are so quick, and sometimes it's not even with like bad intentions, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes maybe it's like a family member trying to give their 2 cents on what they think is right in your situation. But it's funny because I just feel like in the times that it is coming in more of a negative way, it's always somebody so quick to give their opinion, or, oh, you should do this or you shouldn't do that. That is like nowhere near where you're wanting to be in your life, you know?
Or has no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, right? So it's like, it's just funny that people that aren't anywhere close to being in the position that you want to be in are so quick to give their 2 cents or their advice. And it knocks a lot, I feel like it stops a lot of people from doing what they want to do or what they want to pursue, because they're like, oh, you know, somebody that they trust, like, I don't know, my mom or something said that, you know, that's not a good idea. I love, you know, I'm sure you love your mom, right? But like, let's take a look at where mom is.
Yeah,
you know?
Or what she does. You know, does she even, you know what I'm saying?
Does she understand?
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah. No, for sure. I love that one too. It's just,
One of the other things that I definitely
need to do.
No, I definitely spent my time in 2024 doing, and I will continue to do in 2025, is stop telling everybody your moves.
Yes.
Like, stop telling everybody your business, what you're going to do. Just do it. Do it in silence, move in silence. Because why? You don't need that extra noise from people, you know, when you're trying to accomplish something, or when you're trying to start something, when you're trying to do something. I think the podcast is such a good example of that. For so long, we've always known that we were going to do this podcast.
And I don't think we told a soul.
Not a soul. Not a soul knew. Actually, as a matter of fact, there's so many people afterwards. I was like, you didn't even tell me, or I had no idea. And I'm like, that was on purpose.
Yeah. Because I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, like, you will be shocked, and it will be your closest friends that are hating in the back. And the sad part is honestly, I'm gonna like give them a little bit of grace, because they may not even know that they're doing that, right? Like, you tell somebody, oh, hey, I'm starting to do this, or this is what I'm gonna start doing, and their initial thought sometimes, right, with a lot of people, can be like, oh, well, like, why is she, in their mind, you know, they're like, why is she doing that, or why is she starting that? And even though
she's not going to be able to do that,
and even though sometimes they may not mean it in like a what's the word, malicious, like with malicious intent, that's still negativity being like brought onto you. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why it's like, it's so important to just not tell a lot of people anything, you know. But it is also hard, like, if you do like social media, for example, but you can control what you put out there. And
I think there's specific things, right? It's like, you don't have to not tell anybody absolutely anything. But, you know, there's certain things that you do in your life, or certain decisions that you make, certain choices that come up, that you don't have to share with everybody. And I so agree with what you said too, because sometimes when even that friend doesn't know that they're doing it in a way, even when they ask something is like, just using the podcast for an example, like, if we were to have told somebody and they were like, oh, like, but isn't there a lot of podcasts out there? Now in that person's mind, or in our mind, in that example, we're like, damn, wait, like, is there a lot? Like, maybe we shouldn't be doing, you know, and it just messes everything up. Like, just do you.
And it gives us that sense of doubt. You know?
Exactly. So. Okay, another one, which you'll have to give me your opinion on this one, because it was one that I've heard a long time ago, and at first I didn't really believe in, but now, like, I don't know, I guess as I'm growing up, I'm starting to believe in, is who you surround yourself with matters.
Like, is who you become type?
Yes. So for so long I was like, no, like, just because, you know, my friend or something is this certain type of way doesn't mean that I'm the same type of way, which I still believe to an extent, but I also believe you need to surround yourself with people that have, or at least in the same kind of headspace that you're in, or want to achieve some, like, you can't be the one friend out of your group of friends, if you have a group of friends that are like lazy, don't care to accomplish anything, just don't uplift you in a way and think that you're going to not accomplish anything, because you still can in your own will, I guess, yourself. But like, I think it helps to have people that, you know, have the same kind of
mindset, goals, like all of that stuff. No, I agree. I do think, like, obviously, like you said, like, okay, you're your own person at the end of the day, but yeah, I do think like you are who you surround yourself with. My eyes go straight to
you,
yeah,
you know.
No, yeah, and expect that even like within like morals, like with relationships, like I don't know, like if like your friends was a cheater, then I don't know, I don't believe that you're not a cheater,
because how can you trust that person? All your friends do no good stuff. Like,
that's actually a different topic, like, and I've talked about this before, is like it was like people that I would never be friends with, and one of them was a cheater, because it was like, if you can cheat on your significant other, like the one that's supposed to mean the most to you, then what would you do to me?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, I think when it comes to like that, for sure,
like, surround yourself with winners. Okay, if you want to win, surround yourself with winners. You can't be hanging out with no losers and think you're about to win. You just can't.
No, yeah, they have to have like some type of goal. No, for sure, I agree with that
drive.
One. Yeah, drive.
That's a big thing.
Ambition.
Yes,
that one's a good one.
If you have no drive, you gotta go.
And they can be bringing you down. You know what I mean? Like, you could have that, and then and negative people too. Like, I cannot stand somebody that's just a negative mother effer. Like, bro, it's like, damn, you have nothing positive to say,
right?
You know. But
which goes back to manifestation.
Yes,
which goes back to, you know, so many things that we were saying before,
mindset, all of that. Okay, and then the last one I would say to make 2025 your year is to do what you love. Like, F what people think. Stop worrying about everyone else and all the talking and in your ears. Like, literally just do what you want to do and do what makes you happy. Like, if you want to try something new and you're scared, like, just do it. Like, and you have to start somewhere, I guess, is my point. Right? And I just think it's so important that you enjoy what you do, right? And obviously, like, I understand too the struggle of, well, I have to work, but I want to do something else. That's fine, like, you know, work, but also do what you like. Start to do what you love, so then you can eventually only do what you love, you know.
Agreed.
I just think that people I think people get like doubt in their minds because of other people. Like, they're so easily influenced, and I'm not saying like I'm the perfect person, because sometimes I can be easily influenced too, you know. Like, for example, this is gonna sound crazy, but streaming, I'm not gonna lie, I low-key want to stream because I like going on live on TikTok and like not playing the game. Ooh, that's a good topic though that I want to talk about eventually. An episode is girl gamers that play with guys. Okay. But streaming, like, I wouldn't play the game, but I love going live on TikTok and talking to people. And so I'm like, ooh, like, I might as well stream if I have like the camera. I don't have a computer, but I could get one. Because on TikTok live, people will always be like, oh, listen to the song. I'm like, how am I supposed to listen to the song if I'm recording, if I'm live on my phone? And they're like, go get your laptop. I was like, I'm not doing that. But like, streaming, you could react to stuff, and I think that'd be so fun.
You'd have your phone.
Yes, but it does make me nervous because it's like starting something like totally new. And I would still do everything else that I love, but it is something that I thought of, so maybe I'll start that this year. But do something that you enjoy doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's the main thing. Like that one. I love that one. One of the quotes that I posted actually the beginning of 2024 is, do not spend the year doing the same shit. Yes, don't spend the year doing the same shit. Try some new stuff, right? Try some new stuff. Put yourself out there. Do things that you don't, maybe you've always low-key wanted to do, but like, you're kind of nervous. Why not? That really goes back to our first one that we said, life is too short to just watch people doing the things that you want to do.
And if you don't have the means for it, then work for it, and then you will, you know, because we all have to start somewhere. It's not going to just come out of nowhere, you know. So start somewhere and then go from there. I think that if you want to do something, you should really like try your hardest to make it happen in whatever way possible.
Yes. And I think we have our validity to be able to say that with starting Unapologetic in 2024, I think so too, because we came a long way. I can't believe we're already, I mean, it's 2025 now, but what are we, 5 with this one? Included 5 episodes in.
We're so consistent. We're not like, you know, we're doing really, really good. And consistency is key. Consistency. Be consistent. We can add that in there too. Like, oh my gosh. And whatever you do, just make sure you're consistent in what you do.
No matter what it is. Keep doing it, even when you feel like it's not working. Even when you get
discouraged.
Yes. Keep doing it.
Yes.
But we'll keep doing it too.
I guess. No,
for as long as you guys say to do it.
No, yeah. But those were our pieces of advice to make 2025 your year.
Yes.
There's a lot of good ones, so write them down again.
Right. I'm like, no, seriously though, follow those.
Yeah.
We like to spill the tea on this podcast. We
do.
like to joke around, but we really mean those things that, we shared with you today. So we hope you guys have a good 2025.
Yeah, and Happy New Year once again. I can't believe it's a new year.
This year is gonna if this year flies by as fast as 2024 did, yeah, I'm gonna be 37.
Seriously. I know people always say that, but 2024,
no.
So fast.
Immediately now. Okay, wait. See, okay, so since we kind of talked about how 2024 went for us, we gave advice on how to make 2025 your guys' year. What would you say is one of your like New Year's resolutions for this year? I'm like, I need to think of mine too.
You have to what? You need to think of mine, yeah. I think one of them is to focus on doing more stuff that I actually enjoy doing, right? Which is actually what I just said to you guys in terms of like, right, I do social media and I love the mom content. I love it, but I love like doing my makeup more. I love those videos more. I love just talking more because it is hard. Like building a community is like the number one thing about social media. And I'm not saying like, I know there's so many people that love my mom content, but I like talking or just like talking about scenarios or situations or giving my like my opinion, so I think just focusing more on doing what I actually like regardless of the outcome,
broadening what it is that you already do.
Right, because I do feel like I mean I'm human. I get discouraged sometimes when I do what I want on social media and it doesn't do as good as like my mom content, but I'm still gonna do it because that's what I like doing,
and I think it goes along with what we were telling them too, right? Like you have to stay consistent with it. Just like I'm sure at first the mom content you maybe have gotten discouraged, the first few times you posted, and now look at your mom content,
But what's yours?
I think mine really is just going in line with what I already like started to work on in 2024. Just being more open, putting myself out there more. I just, like I said, I think I'm starting to like open the box a little bit, and I'm excited to see by the end of 2025 if I'm actually outside of the box. Another thing too is just like I said before, continuing to try to, I don't want to say quiet my thoughts, but like, you live inside your head most of the time and, throughout most of your life. So just making it a nice place to live. Yeah,
change your thoughts.
I think I just, like I said, I'm an over-worrier, overthinker. So I want to continue to try to just let the boat sail and let everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah, I love that. That's also my favorite saying.
Yes, everything happens for a reason. Oh my God, that big believer. I
live by
that. That might be my like number one.
Yes,
like everything that and everything happens the way it's supposed to.
That and life is short. Those are my two like that I literally stand by.
Yes, yes. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything else this year. Oh, my other thing. See, this is I kind of talked to her about this off of camera before we started filming. But my other thing, we're gonna see how this one goes. Okay. Is what do they say? Communication is key. Which, okay, let's not get this twisted, right? Okay. Well, actually, no. I mean, even in my relationship, I'll say, I think as a person in general, I've always been somebody that doesn't like to feel like I'm over explaining things. Like, I feel like a lot of the times if I'm hurt or if I feel offended or if I'm upset.
Do you keep it to yourself?
I keep it to myself because I feel like that person should know.
Right.
And I feel like I don't need to explain myself. Like, they should know what they did was wrong, right? But the reality is a lot of the time people just think differently than you and they don't think in the same way. And a lot of the time, even though they should know, they don't know. Yeah. And I need to be able to communicate that to them or else they'll never know it's a problem. And then I'm just kind of stuck in my head forever. Yeah. Like, they did this to me and the whole time they didn't even know they did something to me. So just communication in that aspect, but also just communication in general. I'm like, if you, how have known me for some time, you just will know that I am not a great communicator. I don't know what it is. I seriously don't know what it is, as far as like, you pick up the phone and you're calling me, I'm probably not gonna answer.
Yeah, but maybe you just like real life interaction over, like, I don't know, but
It is,
because
right?
it's always just how you've been. See, because well, I feel like too it can kind of go back to how you're raised, right? Because like my mom called me constantly.
Yeah.
So that's how I am. I want to talk on the phone. Like, I'd rather talk on the phone than text.
Like, it's like normal to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather call and tell you that, like, what's going on than text the whole thing. That's why I kind of like voice messages too.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's just all on how you grew up, or how you, you know, how you, and what you like.
I don't know if it's just like, to me it's almost like a mechanism in a way of like, I don't know, I don't want to say trauma because that feels really heavy, but like, I don't know what other word to use. So trauma, where it's like, anytime I feel like I guess I feel so used to anytime somebody's trying to communicate with me, it's for something. Like, it feels like I have to be doing something, right, or I have to, you know, answer to something. And I think there's, as of recently, like, there's been points in my life where I feel like I don't have to do that as much anymore. So I feel like now more than ever, like, if you thought I was bad at answering my phone before, now I'm like 40 times worse, because I feel like I have more of the freedom to be like, if I don't answer this, nobody knows what I'm doing otherwise. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that, but yeah, I don't know. It's been a complaint that friends, family have always had of me, is I just don't answer the phone.
My thing is, if you feel like that you want to change that, then you can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then also that kind of goes back to something else that we told them, like, if it is, like, you can say no, like, it's okay to be like, oh, I don't feel like it, or say someone's asking you to do a favor, like, no, I actually can't, or you know.
And I think that's the problem too, is like, I feel I've always been a people pleaser, so it's like, instead of just straight up being like, no, I'm not doing that, or no, I don't want to, I just don't answer. And that's kind of the mechanism that I use. I'm like,
yeah, that would be a good thing to work on, just because like, you don't, just realize like you don't have to do it, but just tell them like, no, like, I don't, you know, or whatever.
And that's what's stupid too, though, and that's where I feel like I need to work on it, is it's not always that, you know, it's not like every time I get a text or a call, it's somebody asking or needing something. But I don't know.
Yeah, you just get nervous.
That's just, I just don't like it. I don't know why. Or even when I do like conversate with people through text, I'm like, okay, a few texts, and then I'm gone. I don't know. I'm just like, is that normal that people like text like for conversations for 2 hours long? I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm like, okay, yeah.
And that's it. Right? Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about something, but it's like,
and then it kind of like drops off, no? But then like for other people, they just like continue to talk, I guess. Like, they find new things to talk about.
No.
I'm like,
because what is left to say?
Well, see, people find things, and I'm just like, okay, I have to stop now. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, TTYL to the
that
next
just reminded
time.
me of I didn't even get back to my dad. Oops, earlier.
Okay, and that's the other thing, you guys. Sometimes it's not even everything that I just discussed. A lot of the time, honestly, you like 70%. Yes, I look at it. I'm in the middle of something. I'm like, okay, hold on, and then I never remember to text back until they text again or something. I'm like, oh shit. And then, or sometimes you ever get that guilt where you're like, damn, it's been a day now, I can't respond. I have to wait.
I do. That's bro, because I've had people be like, not 3 days later. I'm like, well, did you want a response or not?
Like pick and choose what
but
you
it's
want.
so funny. That's hypocritical because I just told somebody, I was like, I'm not talking to you because you took entirely way too long to respond.
Right.
But that's different. But
it's situational, you guys.
Yeah.
It's situational.
It is for sure.
But anyways, my main message is I'll work on it, and to the people that I love you, okay? It's nothing against you. Don't take it to heart.
That's good.
I'm like, if anyone knows, it's this one right here.
Oh, yeah, it's me.
But yeah, no, those are definitely my resolutions thus far.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Oh, you know what though I wanted to say about resolutions is I feel like when you guys set your resolutions, another tip that I have for you is to not be so specific, right? I feel like when you box yourself in, like, a lot of the time, just the easiest example to use is like, I want to lose 50 pounds by March 3rd,
Right.
and then you don't do it, then you're discouraged and you're like, forget it, I'm not even gonna try anymore.
Yeah, that makes like the pressure much harder, and then it makes you not want to do it altogether.
Exactly. Just, I want to lose weight this year, I want to accomplish this year. Don't give yourself a time frame.
Yeah, and don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah, like, it's okay.
Yeah,
put it down and pick it back up. It's fine. It's fine.
I agree with that. Okay, but that was what do we, oh yeah, like how to make 2025 your year. I didn't know how to word that for a second. But I hope it was helpful to you guys, and really listen to those things, because they're all great pieces of advice.
Yes, please drop your guys' New Year's resolutions in the comments.
Even though you guys never do.
I know, you guys, like, it's feeling really one-sided these days.
I know, but it's okay.
Let's start in 2025.
I know, you'll get there. That's a resolution.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
If you guys have any tea dilemma, you already know the deal, to share with us. Don't forget to send us an email, or you can always leave it down in the comments below.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will
see you
guys in the
next
next
Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.